I just want to check in with you first before we start. Everybody okay?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Before I start, I'd like to just thank your pastor and his first lady for the invitation. I would appreciate it. Whenever somebody entrusts you with their pulpit, they entrust you with some type of message or something that they're giving to take away from it. I appreciate that because I can stand here and mess this up. I promise you I can stand up here and not make sense, but the Holy Spirit will translate something that someone can take away. So I pray today that the Holy Spirit will use this broken, busted up vessel, that you can take something and express your message. Amen? So let's have a quick word of prayer before we dive into it. Father God, I want to thank you so much. You could have used anything. Rocks, a donkey, the most downtrodden, worst person in the world. Lord God, I chose you for this moment to give this message to your young people and to your church. Lord Father God, I ask that you would fill the Holy Spirit and the nice people, God, they only see you. They don't need you. They don't need anything from you. They just only need you. So Lord God, remove me and let them see the cross. Let them hear your commandments. Let them hear your words. In Jesus' name we pray. So, today's sermon is entitled The Graham's Green Grass. The Graham's Green Grass. Now, as we grow, we acquire certain memories in life. Joyful ones, such as the opening of birthday presents with our parents while they allow us to indulge in our favorite festive cake. Or your first crush responding back to that carefully selected Valentine's Day card. You built up the courage to send. This was the original version of sliding DMs. Maybe it's the memory of gliding across that stage, acting a fool with your family, looking on and cheering excitedly, using the illegal blowhorn that they snuck in as you received that hard-earned and expensive degree. Yet, there are also sad memories that we gain in life. The first real fall in your life. The first breakup. Yeah? Okay. Oh, y'all never had that? Okay. Just okay. Or the day you needed to get stitches. Maybe it's the sting of losing a loved one that you thought would pull through a sickness, but it didn't go as planned. These memories become seared into your brain, written on your heart, and stay with you for a lifetime. But there are always some things you gain in life that last forever. That's not only memories. It is the wise words or sayings or phrases that you gather as you go through life. You may have grown up hearing phrases from your parents, like, do I look like Boo-Boo the Fool? A hard head makes a soft behind. Or if you're Caribbean, if you're not pierced here, you're behind the field. Right? Or one of my all-time favorites is, you got fill in the blanket, your favorite restaurant money? You got McDonald's money? You got Burger King money? We have food at the host. Yet as you grow, you will gather more insightful and less threatening sayings that inspire, guide, and comfort. Do you mind if I share a few sayings with you that have impacted my life? Do you mind? No? Okay. All right, so I remember when I was working at Wendy's, and this was a while back, don't worry because I don't work at Wendy's anymore. And I was having a conversation with my manager at the time. And I was telling him that I'm applying to college, I was getting ready, I'm excited to make my way into college. And I said, man, I hope I'm lucky enough to get into a good school. And he said to me, why are you hoping for luck? He said, luck is nothing more than opportunity being preparedness. And that has always stuck with me. Because it may look like luck to the world, but you trained for it. You prepared for it. You were ready for it. The next one was, I was in class, and fast forward, I'm in college now. And I was in class, and my teacher was trying to teach us some theory on finance. And we were getting ready for our midterms, and we were telling him, listen, you know, we're going to get ready, we're going to train for this, we're going to prepare for our midterms. But I said, you know, sometimes things happen. And he said to me, you're going to plan to take this midterm, But life is what happens in between plans. You may think you're going to get there and show up refreshed and everything, but you may have to stay late for work. You may have to miss that exam and come to my office. But life is what happens in between plans. And of course, one of my favorite quotes from my mom, who is not really departed, but I love her dearly, she says, once a man, twice a child. And it's always stuck with me because that was one of the sayings that she said towards the end, was always reminding me that at some point in life, I'm going to be a child. So once a man, twice a child. But see, these are all wise words and impactful sayings, but these are not the pivotal proverbs I would like for us to marinate and cook up today. These are not the words that offer caution against the grams and grass. Oh no, see, this wise saying, it comes with a story. Now, I remember one time I was with my brother and his friend, and we were outside, nice hot summer day, and they were washing his car. My brother had a very bad run-in with cars. Like every other month, something, not every month, I would say every other year, crazy things always happen to his car. He lost a bumper on the highway one time. One of them exploded right in front of the house. It's just weird things. But this car, he loved it. Great car. It was like a late 80s white Camaro with red interior, RS, beautiful. Outside washing, wiping it down, making it clean. And his friend was out there helping him, but his friend has his eyes busy upon the gaze of the sun. And as he was gazing upon the sights of the sun, he saw a young lady in the distance. And in his mind, his eyes perked up. Right? So now she's far away, about a city block or so. And she's getting closer. His mind starts to wander. Starts to get the words right, you know what I'm saying? What am I going to say? How am I going to interact? Is it going to be a quick, excuse me? Is it going to be oh, you look beautiful today? Is it going to be something that's going to be able to stop her in her tracks to make sure you get the number? See, back then, you had to get the number, not the screen name. The number, guys, the number. And so as she started to get closer and closer, you know, that beautiful, voluptuous body looked a little different now. A little bit off. And he was like, maybe she's still fine, don't worry. And so she starts to get a little closer and closer and closer. And as she finally crossed in front of the car, she did not look like what he had planned to. Down the block, she was fine. Up close was, And so, you know, she kind of slowed her pace because she saw him, hoping that the words that he was ready for are going to fly out now. My man zipped up his lips, went right back to washing that car. So she kind of strolled, hoping that somebody would talk. I'm sitting there dying laughing at this point. I saw his perfect enjoyment. Give pop a doodle. So now she passes by and go back to watching the car, and my brother starts to die laughing. My friend, his friend is now completely disappointed. Completely disappointed. His friend looks up to me and says, Raynard, as you go through life, never, ever forget these words. And he stayed with me. He said, good looking from afar, but far from good looking. And I never forgot that, because I saw the disappointment in his life when he did not see what he thought he saw. And so it is this admirable aphorism, which I use as my anchor whenever I wade into the Grand Rapids-like current of social media. If you are not grounded and look at things with a spirit of discernment, you will lose your mind. If you leave it up to Twitter, it will have you thinking everyone has something insightful or clever to say to a multitude of followers, which numbers in the thousands. You go to YouTube and everyone can apply their makeup in like 15 minutes and look like Jesus touched their face because it's so angelic. Like, bro, I know you took more than 15 minutes to do that. But of course, it's like, oh, brush hair, put this on real quick, and voila. Really? Stop. Or if you open up Facebook, and it feels like all your family members, friends, and ex-classmates are on an escalator to success, while you are caught taking the stairs with a weight vest on a slippery staircase, and out of nowhere, it feels like there's a hurricane-like winds that somehow push you back while people are flying away. No, I mean for real. On any given day, you can open your phone, tap the app Facebook, and see some things that would be a straight gut check if you were keeping score. If you keep score, right? You can see the cousin who always told you that she was going to be kids-free, having the cutest gender reveal. Right? Then you have that friend who graduated with you, had those crazy grades. They didn't look so good, but all of a sudden now he's talking about, just got my dream job, hashtag God's plan. Or probably it's that acquaintance who was a former co-worker who left the job that you feel stuck in, only to see them start a business, is flourishing, and all of a sudden they're taking pictures with celebrities. But see, there's something that can happen worse when you go on social media, right? That if you scroll enough on the wrong day, you can come across something you want to throw your phone. See, you see that person who you invested time in, loved on them, cared them up, poured into them, and then every time marriage came up, you were rebuffed. And then all of a sudden you have to go through this gut-wrenching heartbreak. The breakup where friends gotta come through, check in on you, rally around you, girl, he ain't no good. Yo, bro, you can do better than that. To finally being over that person, to only turn around and see them through the engagement announcements and photos. That grass is fine green. It can be frustrating and upsetting, but I want you to lean in through, and hear something. No one shows who they really are on social media. No one. And I'm going to tell you why. It's like an unwritten commandment. Thy IG or FB shall only be for studs in the front. It can be found in the NISSV Bible, the New International Snapchat Stunt Bible. Available in bookstores nowhere. But see, this is why I love the Bible. It has told me and told us that we will see things that we have never seen before, but at the same time, there is nothing new under the sun. It's been seen already. Yes, technology is exciting. It pushes things forward. It gives us a great platform. But at the end of the day, it gives us a platform to be really what we already are. If you're a person who wants to brag and kind of hide who you are, it gives you a platform to be that. If you're a person who wants to show how broken you are, but how God has made your life better, it gives you a platform to be that. There's nothing new under the sun. Tech doesn't make you anything. It will just show you something. Sometimes something like what inspires you, what motivates you, and sometimes what entices you. I mean, just imagine for just, sorry, 1 second, guys. This guy. Sorry, excuse me. So, I'm on the gram right now, and my boy Samson, he thinks he's strong. So, I'm looking at this picture, I can go, but I'm not gonna show you. I don't want y'all to scroll left and scroll right. So Samson just posted on Instagram that he over here got mad one night and picked up his enemy's gates, lifted it up and put it on the hills, showed him how strong he was. But see my boy Samson, I don't like messing with him because he only tells you half the truth. See, he over here in Gaza right now, impressing y'all, talking about how strong he is, ripping their doors off the gates as if he's trying to fight his enemies. But in real talk, I know why. I know why he's over in Gaza. See, if you follow me real quick, and you go to Judges 16 verses 1 to 3, Judges 16 verses 1 to 3, we're going to see the real reason why he's over there acting all strong. See, Samson's one of those guys that can post up on Instagram. See, if you really break it down, you know why he was over in Gaza? Do you know why? Y'all know why? Oh, see, Samson was over there thought and block. That's what he was doing. See, if you go to Judges 16 verses 1 to 3, I'm going to read it in your hearing. It says, Samson went to Gaza, and there he saw a prostitute. A prostitute. And he went into her. I ain't got to describe to you what that means. Hey, man, y'all know what I'm talking about. The Gazites were told, Samson has come near, and they surrounded the place and set an ambush for him all night at the gate of the city. They kept quiet all night, saying, let us wait till the light of the morning, then we will kill him. But Samson lay till midnight, and at midnight he arose and took hold of the doors of the gate of the city and the two posts, and pulled them up, bar and all, and put them on his shoulders and carried them to the top of the hill that is in front of Hebron. Here's a lesson. People will show you only what they want you to see. Now just imagine for a moment, if I said Samson's name, I said, don't think about Delilah. What comes to your mind? What? His strength. After that? Y'all say that in chorus. What are you saying? His hair. Okay. So if I tell you don't think about Delilah, the first thing that comes to your mind is strength and hair, right? How come we always kind of breeze over other things in his life? See, because the first thing you might think about when you think about Samson is he was born to a barren mother. He was the strongest man recorded in the Bible. He was a leader and liberator of his people, recorded in the Hall of Heroes. He did incredible feats like killing 1,000 Philistines with just a jawbone of a donkey. He killed a lamb with his bare hands. He killed more Philistines when he sacrificed his life. He's laid down his life. But why did he have to lay down his life? Why was he in these situations to begin with? See, all the good stuff is great. But now when we talk about his life, we breeze over the fact that he was disobedient to his parents. The wasted opportunity as a leader of his people. The constant obsession with women who people warned him about. Delilah wasn't the first one. She was the most notable one because she got him killed. But think about that. Murdering of people to cover gambling debts. His arrogance and, well, everything that included him, basically. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. So with the right picture, you can control the narrative. If I show you the picture and tell you to think about it, you're only going to go with what I showed you. And in Samson's case, he only showed us that he was strong, he was a mighty man of God, but he wasn't living it, right? See, a narrative can be about yourself is how people see you. So if you want to be seen as cute and that good church girl, you posted pictures that tell that. If you want to let people know you are a God-fearing man who serves the Lord and wants available women to know, you post accordingly. You post the Sabbath thirst trap. And y'all know the thirst trap I'm talking about. The men who stand there and make sure that the shoes are shown. Oh, y'all laughing, y'all know. Y'all have seen it. Y'all may have done it. Stand there with the watch is showing, right? The watch has to show. The hands on top of the other hand. The feet are up. Just so the shoes and the socks are showing. It's the socks, right? And they lean up against some wall. Or the young lady who's over there standing where her hair's flowing. She holds the strand up just right. Take a picture of the sun just hitting on below. And of course the caption means nothing about what you're doing. The caption has nothing to do. It's like, the Lord has kissed my skin and touched my life. You're like, yo, we're in the parking lot. What are you doing? Why? Can you just say Sabbath morning, happy Sabbath? Can we just go on with our life? Post Post a picture, let's go. But it doesn't happen that way. We have to make sure we give the impression of what we want people to take in that picture. So, but without images, we also seek validation. See, that's why you'll see some people post a picture, delete it, and repost it later on, because they didn't get enough likes that they needed to feel confirmed. See, scientists used to, and like there's actually a real scientific reason behind why we do what we do on social media. And I'm going to read it to you. So it says, the pull of social media addiction isn't all in our heads. It's quite real. Thanks to two chemicals our brain produces, dopamine and oxytocin. Scientists used to think dopamine was a pleasure chemical in the brain, but now we know what it actually creates is want. Dopamine causes us to seek desire, and search. So dopamine is stimulated by unpredictability, by small bits of information, and by reward cues. Pretty much the exact conditions of social media. The pull of dopamine is so strong that studies have shown tweeting is harder for people to resist than cigarettes and alcohol. Then there's oxytocin, sometimes referred to as the cuddle chemical, because it's released when you kiss or hug, or a tweet. In 10 minutes of social media time, oxytocin levels can rise as much as 13%, a hormonal spike equivalent to some people on their wedding day. When you're on social media, you're getting the same feeling that you get when you are pledging your life to the person you love forever. And all the goodwill that comes with oxytocin, lowered stress levels, feelings of trust, love, trust, empathy, and generosity comes with social media too. That's why you'll see sometimes these GoFundMe campaigns, if they're running long enough, they'll always surpass it because they've passed around so much on social media that when people get on social media, they're defensive. And they'll help us. You know what? Oh, man, that's such a good cause. Open my heart and give. That's what happens. As a result, social media users have been shown to be more trusting than the average internet user. The typical Facebook user is 43% more likely than other internet users to feel that most people can be trusted. So between dopamine and oxytocin, social networking not only comes with a lot of great feelings, it's also really hard to stop wanting more of it. So we search for validation. We go to this place because it really does give us a fix. But what does God say about it? See, Psalms 139 verse 14 says, I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works. My soul knows it very well. God said you're wonderfully made. And God made you wonderful. So that means if God made you, and He made you wonderful, He planned ahead. He understood that there may be weight gain in the future. There may be weight loss in the future. There may be the guardian of the edges that recedes in the future. There may be a moment in a man's life where he has to reach that tough and hard feeling to let go of his hairline. And he may have to let go of that LeBron-sized headband and bring it down just a little bit low. So low that we can see the glow. So he knew all that and still said that you are wonderful in works. You are his. So if you get past it, and it's not just a cute saying, when God says, you are my son and my daughter, do you realize that you are the son and daughter of the creator of the universe? Right? Did I touch you? Okay, I understand. All right. You are the sons and daughter of the creator of the universe. Amen. He thought about it. Every imperfection that you think that you're going to get explained away in your pictures, He thought that was beautiful about you. Every time you have to start your Instagram posting, I didn't used to like myself, but now I love myself. God has brought me through and blah, 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 blah stuff. You don't have to explain anything. You are wonderful in God's eyes. So when you have to feel like you need to post that picture to feel something, God already made you wonderful. God already made you His. So when you're happy about yourself, your image, and your life, other lives, highlight reels, it doesn't matter. It won't bother you. See, you don't know what happened before or after that picture was taken. They don't kind of touch on this earlier. See, they could have had a really bad argument, and it was just like, you know, we just gotta go, we gotta go. Take the picture real quick, let's take the picture. Take the picture, snap. And then back to arguing, or sit in the car so quiet that he could just hear everything. Or, he could be returning that car. Make sure you pause real long, just to take a picture and post it. And they had to return it and pray that when he swiped his card, it didn't get declined. We don't know. But we sit here and compare our lives back. See, sorry. One second. My bad. I just saw a tweet. It caught me off guard. Yeah, this is a tweet from Solomon. My bad, guys. See, I like Solomon, but he thinks he's smart. We know about his messy life. See, he always likes to flood my timeline with his scriptures and proverbs and all these wise sayings. But we know sometimes Solomon can be messy at times. See, here's another lesson that Solomon taught me. People will only tell you what they want you to know. They will only tell you what they want you to know. See, looking at Solomon's life, we can see someone who was blessed with vast amounts of knowledge and wisdom. But God literally answered his prayers for wisdom. But even with all that brain power, all that smart, all that intellect, he still did some really dumb things. Right? See, he was born from a relationship with his father, marrying his great after he killed off her husband. His stepbrother, tried to steal the throne from him. He was a successful king whose legend stretched so far and wide that everybody felt that they needed to come to him just to learn. He then started to adopt, though. In fact, he started to marry some of these women to keep his legacy going. He started to marry different political powers. And then he started to adopt the religion and religious practices and customs of his multitude of wives, ranging to about 1,000. See, God told him not to do it, but he did it to appease his wives anyway. And then he wrote 3 books in the Bible. They're credited to him: the Song of Solomon, Proverbs, and Ecclesiastes. Now, Proverbs is more of a younger man's book. It's written in that tone, and he's excited to share his wisdom with everyone. But Ecclesiastes, on the other hand, you see that he's at the end of his life, and it's a man more reflecting on what he's been through. But nonetheless, it's him sharing and imparting his wisdom with people. It was these proverbs and stories of his wealth and structures that made us almost fall in love with him so much that we kind of looked past what he was doing and all the wives that was leading him away from God. So he was telling us what he wanted us to know, and we were seeing it, but we kept missing the things that was going on in his life. It's kind of like that friend who tells you only half of the story that he wanted to tell you, so you can kind of jump in and be there right now with them. And it's like they tell you, look, we're about to go down to Target. Why? Because they won't take my stuff back. All right, let's go. You get in the car, you driving with them, and you're like, yo, so you got the receipt? No, I don't have the receipt. How do you want to take the stuff back? They should take it back. You know, the customer's always right. Okay, fine. But wait, do you wear this? We just got the pictures on the gram. You wore this. Yeah, but why didn't you tell me this before we went on for this ride? You know better. I wouldn't have come with you. But you, my friend, you got to come with me anyway. They tell you half of the story because that's all they want you to know. Or on the other extreme, you have a friend who every time you see her or him, they're always complaining about the person that they're dating. Complaining. Come to you with tears. I'm ready to stand it. I can't take him. Oh Lord, end it now, Lord. And you're like, man, this is terrible. And you know, the first time you're there, you're there. Your heart's there with them, right? You're touched by the story and you want them to just know that they are loved. You're a friend of theirs. You're supporting them. Okay, good. But the next time. And then the next time. And you're like, all right, if this is going to be the thing, just record it. I'll record my answers and we'll just play to each other. Because we've been doing this for a long time. But then finally one day it comes around and you decide to meet that person. And your spirit can't take that person. She comes up to you smiling. He comes to you smiling. Yo, look, this is... Oh. Hi. And you walk away and you're like, why are you being so rude to... Why are you being rude to them? Because that's how you presented them to me. That's how you told me who they were in your life. They were the aggravator. They were the person who put you down. They were the person who beat upon you. And then every time you told me this, I grafted an emotion to this person that they didn't know I was putting onto their life. And so now when you see this person and you meet them, you cannot stand them. And you don't know why. You actually do know why. It's because it's a story that your friend presented to you. The narrative is how you control it. So this is why it's key to keep this in mind when you're looking at people's highlight reel called their social media accounts. You're comparing your whole life to their half-truths. And then you get so mad at yourself. Why am I not so far in life? Why am I not here anymore? Why am I not going forward? You know, so imagine with me, right? Let's go back to the examples that I just talked about. Your cousin who did the gender reveal, you're happy for her, cool. But what you don't know, and what she never posted was, that the reason why she always said she didn't want to have kids was because from an early age she was told she was never going to have kids. So she just accepted that as part of her life. So she bought into it. I'm never going to have kids. I don't want kids. I don't want kids. I'm kids free. And so she portrayed that. And then what else she didn't know was that the fact that when she got married and she even though she thought she could go against the grain and hope for the best, she had a couple miscarriages. And she was just praying to God, hoping for the best. God, just please just give me one. And she got that plus sign that one day. She's excited. She's happy. She was to share with the whole world. So all of a sudden now the person who never wanted to have kids all of a sudden is posting every single update that she can share about doctor's visit. Just saw his little face. His pink smoke. All that stuff. Because she's just happy. But you don't know why the happiness is there. So that part. Or the friend with the crazy grades. We didn't know that all this time when they were going through, they had a hard time because they were the first ones in their family to go to college. They were the first ones who their mom and dad are immigrants, can't speak English that well, and so they're the first ones that pull themselves up to get into college. And so their grades are not strong because they have no one to rely on at home to learn. They got to do it by themselves. And then so when they graduate, now they're so excited they have their degree and they're looking for a job, but they can't find anything because they have no connections. Their classmates, my mom, my dad, oh, they work over here, they work in this high-powered office, they work in that high-powered office, and all of a sudden they can get a connection, they can get a job, but your classmate doesn't have that. So they sit every single night posting that job and sending out their resumes and trying to connect with everybody and interning wherever they can, and they finally get that one job that said yes, and they saved all the rejections in an email folder because that is the motivator that they need. You don't know. You don't know. But you just see them celebrate the job. That's the half-truth you told. Or your friend who got that new business, looks like it's popping off. It's not. He's just living by the mentality of fake it till I make it. And he uses those pictures with celebrities because he feels that one day when I make it, they're going to be my clients. I'm going to be able to present myself as an equal to them. That's why I take the pictures and post them, because it's a journal to me to show where I'm coming from. And when I get there, I made it. With a person that you fought so hard to get over, do you know they never got over you? No. But the problem is that they're so scared to be alone that they had to settle whatever happened. And so because they have to accept it, they can't fake it now. They can't come back to you and be like, give me back, please. They gotta be proud. So they take this person to them, and that person was like, listen, man, I ain't gonna play games, I'm ready to be married. And I go, okay. 6 months engaged. And all of a sudden you're like, wow, because that person doesn't know how to love themselves, to be by themselves, to enrich themselves, so the next time they're with someone, they bring more value than just taking it away. So all of a sudden you're wondering, where's my ring? You dodged the bullet. You're fortunate in your life. You know, and sometimes, like, I go to bat, like, I really have this in my heart, like, I go to bat, and I hate the concept of a woman's value equated to a man in her life. So it's like, when you're young, it's like, why you not dating anybody? When you get older, it's like, well, when you get married? When you get married, it's like, when you have kids. Slow down. Live and learn. Let them live and learn. It doesn't have to be equated to that. That's what value is taught. It's not fair. Because it makes me 40 and still single, like, oh, you just live this life. You sure? You want to try to be a father and a grandfather at the same time? I mean, I have you back, I understand. So people will only tell you what they want you to know. Wait, I got one more notification on that, I'm sorry. Oh, this is why I stay away from this session. I stay away from the site. I'm on YouTube right now. My boy Joseph just posted his latest video. I love Joseph. He's an inspiration. He's an awesome guy. When I go on Joseph's YouTube page, I try to stay away from the comments. Because the most negative people are always in the comments. The trolls, they live in the comments. You know, one time, like, I was actually watching Joseph's video, and I went down there, and I told myself, don't go to the comments, don't go to the comments, don't go to the comments. I'm in the comments. And somebody had the nerve to say, why listen to him when all his success came overnight? He doesn't know struggle when he's living in that house. And I'm so upset with Joseph, because you know what? Joseph went through so much to get to where he is. You see, y'all can go through all the books of Genesis and read about Joseph's life, but particularly in Genesis 40 and 41, when you go and read it, but in Genesis 40 and 41, we see that Joseph is in prison for something he didn't do. He got lied on. But he's in prison, and he meets two people, Pharaoh's cupbearer and Pharaoh's baker. And they were having dreams, and he kind of broke down the dreams, deciphered for them, told them what was going to happen, and said, hey, man, I got good news. And baker, I'm sorry, but you got some bad news. And Joseph's dreams came to, like Joseph's translation, came to be true. And when they were released, the cupbearer went on to live his life, and all of a sudden, don't you just hate when you do good for somebody and they just completely forget you? Not that you can score anything, but you just did something good and all of a sudden they just forgot. Well, it took 2 years for the cupbearer to remember Joseph. 2 whole years. And finally, he came out. And the last lesson is, that I take from Joseph, is that people are waiting for just one person to overcome their struggle to break the silence. People are waiting for just one person to overcome their struggle to break the silence. See, look at Joseph's life. when he was freed from jail, he basically became the prime minister of Egypt. He was a right-hand man to the pharaoh. And because of him overcoming his struggle and getting to be blessed by God to be put in a place of power, his entire family, their entire camps, were able to come to Egypt because of him. So you ever notice when you're in class and you raise your hand, and the teacher's like, does everybody get it? And everybody's like, mm-hmm. Not me. And you raise your hand and say, nah, I didn't get it. And then you hear it behind you, I didn't get it either. I'm glad you asked. And that's because people are sitting there, waiting, hoping somebody will end that struggle for everybody. I remember when I first posted that I was selling my house. I said, listen, I'm young, this mortgage is crazy, I can handle all of this stuff, the mortgage and the debt at the same time, I'm just gonna sell my house. And then I moved out, I was like, yo, listen, I started posting on Facebook and Twitter, my hashtag Hood Chronicles. And it was Hood Chronicles basically chronicling where I was living in the apartment life and how it was to go through coming from a homeowner back to renting. And the joys, the festive moments in your life that translates when you live with people above you, below you, next to you, behind you, maybe in front of you. You just, no, it's not that bad, don't worry. But just nonetheless, living in an apartment building compared to when you used to live in your own private place. And I would post about it, and people are like, man, that's a struggle. You know, I had the same thing happen to me. Oh, really? Sure. And then fast forward, my wife and I, we made the sacrifices, we did what we had to do, paid off all our debts, looking real great right now. Looking towards possibly buying our house next year. And I posted one day about this moment in my life where I was really down, where my credit cards were maxed out. I just had my second child, and I was standing in the pharmacy, CVS, with his milk that he needed. And I didn't know which credit card was not maxed out to buy it for him. And I was going to swipe on faith, not my sight. And I posted that. I told him, I just posted that. Never thought anything of it. I just kind of posted my story. This is who I am. I use my social media more as a journal than as my highlight reel. Because at some point in your life, you're going to realize when you look back, you're going to see what God brought you through. And I posted that, and I never imagined it to be trash. And everybody that posted underneath that particular post was like, I'm so thankful you shared that. I need that encouragement word. Amen. And you realize how many people are suffering in silence because they're looking at their life saying, I'm not where I should be. I'm hoping for the best. I'm trying so hard. I'm working so many jobs. I'm taking so many classes. I'm just not there yet. All my friends got their degrees in 4 years, and here I am still struggling. Fighting to be a forever student. I see everybody getting married, and everybody's over here posting their happy hashtag relationship goals, and I'm just, God, no. This is 8 billion people. You can't give me what? Like you watch the movies or you hear people's stories like, oh, I was running late for class, I just hear the same Uber. You're just like, really? Like, you just wait for your Uber too, like, hold on. That driver, anybody, you can't wait. And you just feel like it's not there. But see, that's why I love when the Bible says things are in season. Yeah. It's in season. So the season for your life might be for you to work on yourself right now. Yes. Understand why you are going through what you're going through, because it's the season I remember, and I'm drawing to a close. I remember one story where it's a story of two trees. And these two trees were planted. One tree shot up really fast. It's looking great. Big time. And the other tree kind of grew, but not too fast. It was kind of coming along its own little light. And the big tree looked down on the little tree and says, hey man, listen, I'm over here big. I'm doing great things. I'm offering shade to people who need it. I'm over here hosting picnics and everything like that. What are you doing over there? How are you? And the little tree's like, I'm just doing what I can. I'm struggling, I'm doing what I can. And then one day, this storm came out of nowhere. And it whipped around and it knocked down the big tree. And the little tree was in that storm, bending and twisting and going back and forth, but it didn't fall. And then when the storm was over, the big tree, as it laid on the ground, was looking up to the little tree and says, after this storm, why is it that you didn't fall? What made you so different that you didn't go down? And the little tree said, well, when you shot up, I was still pushing down my roots. And so as you shot up and you grew, but you didn't have a foundation. I just kept pushing down my roots. I kept pushing down. And so when the storms finally came, I have a deep enough, strong enough, sturdy enough foundation that I can face anything because I have the roots that haven't laid down. And so when you're sitting here looking at social media and you're skimming through timelines and feeds and everything like that, don't worry about how everybody else looks because you're laying the foundation. You're pushing your roots down, not only in your life, but in your spiritual walk. If you're not serious about this walk, if you're not serious about God, everything that you come across, everything that you see, will make you feel like you're not worth anything. If you don't sit here and actually have that strong foundation, that 2 Corinthians foundation that I really love to lean on, 2 Corinthians 12 verse 9, and it says, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses, so that Christ's power may rest on me. I will boast in my weakness. So instead of you worrying about the person that just say, hey, I just bought a new Bentley, I just got my new Benz, post, I just filled up on $5. If that's all you got, that's what God's going to make it work, is going to stretch it for you. I remember one time me and my coach, we filled up on $2. Filled up on $2. And he got us home though. He got us home. Praise God. It's the struggles that you go through that make you who you are. It's the hardships that you face that make you so strong. And so I'm coming to a close. I'm closing right now. And I just want to take this time to lay it out there. And the difference between this appeal is, I'm not trying to get you jumping back and forth right now. I'm not. But I just want to ask, the appeal is, if you want to live your life great, if you're going to take that moment to stop posting highlight reels and journal the life that God is making, that's bringing you through, will you stand up? If you're ready to live a real life, where you're not faking it anymore, you're not trying to look cute for the gram anymore. I mean, you can once in a while. Listen, we go to banquets. But if you're serious about this, and if you're serious about trying to really make your life something, that means something, and you can connect with people and let them know that, hey, listen, man, I'm not faking it anymore. My life is yours, God. And then when it's all said and done, God will take you and connect with somebody who's been going through something. You can post that, your one post about overcoming something can be what that person needs at that particular moment in their life. You can post and say, you know what, God, I was actually about to give up on school because I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. But it's because of you, Lord God, why I showed up that day and I was cleared. It's because of you, Lord God, why I kept applying for this job, hoping that one day I would get a job. And not only did you give me a job, but you gave me something higher than I was applying for. Praise God. That's real. That happens. All those who stand, I just want to ask you to please come down. I'm just going to pray over you. And all I'm asking is if you're ready to let God know that you're real with this. You're not going to front anymore, you're not going to fake anymore. It's just saying, God, I'm yours. Use me to post whatever you need to post. Use me to connect how you want me to connect. Use me to inspire however you want me to inspire. Lord God, I'm yours. Let's just pray. Father God, I want to come before you today as young people who are inspired for you. Lord, I know that it's never easy to walk the path of you in this day and age. But what's funny is sometimes when you put yourself out there as a Christian, you can hear the jokes, you can hear the talks or whatever. But then in the quiet moments of storms within people's lives, out of nowhere, they'll come to you and ask you, hey, listen, man, you know, I'm going through something in my home. I'm going through something in my life. I'm going through something in my job. I'm going through something at school. Can you please just pray for me? And in that moment, you'll search in your mind and say, well, I never told you I was a Christian. I never told you I was this. But it's the way you live your life, the way you present yourself in all facets. Not just the way you talk, not just the way you walk, but also the way you post, also the way you take pictures, also the way you show and tweet, everything. Your life is going to get to a point where you exude Christ. And people will just stand in awe of the relationship that you have with Him. So Father God, right now, we're just standing as your young people that are chosen. You said your old man will dream dreams, but your young man will see visions. Because your young people are visionary. They're the ones who are going to lead the charge, inspire, and change this world and set it on fire, Lord God, for you. So Lord, as they're standing right now, Lord God, they've made this decision to say, you know what, I'm just going to be real. Dad, I'm going to be real with you. Big brother Jesus, I'm going to be real with you. When I go out there, I just want to just represent you the best that I can be. I'm not going to be anything that I'm not. Because that's not what you called me to be. You called me to be your follower. And if I follow you, Lord God, people will understand that. They will look at me, they will see you. So Lord God, I want to just pray for every single one of them. And every single person who may be seated, Lord God, meet them where they are. love them where they are, care for them where they are, inspire them where they are, Lord God. Lord God, I want to pray for all the single individuals within this church, Lord God, who may be on their hearts, Lord, just saying, hey, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to take that jump or take that step into getting a relationship, Lord God. I'm just going to ask one thing, Lord God, that they bury their hearts so deep within you, Lord God, that whoever comes into your life has to find Jesus before they find their hearts. That when they're going through everything, Lord God, if they have any shortcomings, any problems, Lord God, when they're going through the courtship, Lord God, that they have to strip away the foolishness and actually put on the robe of Christ before they get to their hearts as their worth, and show that they are worthy of this person, Lord God, man and woman. So, Lord God, I'm just going to pray and lift them up and ask that you will continue to love them and show them that within this season they are preparing themselves, not for a relationship, Lord God, but to show that they can bring forth the best of themselves, that they can love themselves, enjoy being themselves. And Father God, I will just ask that every adult that is here, Lord God, to be the rock, the foundation that these young people can build their lives upon. They say you can see further when you stand on the shoulders of giants. And every adult here that's still here in this church, Lord God, has overcome something. Don't hide that. Don't hold that away from the young people, Lord. Young adults, if you have overcome something in your life that was a problem, then it can still be a problem now. Your testimony should be shown. Your testimony should be told. Your testimony should be relayed to these young people, that when they see that you have been through something, they'll feel that they're not alone. So Lord, I just want to lay all of these things at your feet. And know that because you are so awesome, you're so wonderful, you're so amazing, you're so loving, you're so I can't find words for you, Lord. You just are. I ask that you please, Lord, inspire these young people to continue to serve you, to live for you. And that when that day comes, Lord God, the clouds part, and we hear the trumpets, Lord, and you just come down in your cloud of glory, Lord God, each and every one of them can not only stand and receive their crown, but receive the stars because they've led somebody to you, Lord God. This is all that I ask. And anything that I forgot, Lord God, I ask that the Holy Spirit will write it down for me, Lord. We ask in Jesus' name.